This week is seeing one of the busiest weeks so far for Xbox and Game Pass releases. Not only are we seeing the official release of South of Midnight, but we are also seeing multiple Day 1 Game Pass games, some huge AA and indie titles, and also some incredible DLC. This week we'll see 15 brand new games on Xbox consoles, and I will cover all of them in today's video. So with that out of the way, my name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation, and let's dive into the games coming your way and if they're worth your time and money. So first up on the 8th of April, we have the full-on release this week of South of Midnight. Of course, this is a massive first-party release from Xbox, and it's the first game out of Compulsion Games since the very mixed We Happy Few. If you're unaware of South of Midnight, you will take control of a weaver known as Hazel in a very eerie platformer which has a gorgeous stop-motion aesthetic and some incredible narrative design. The story here though revolves around your family and some personal struggles whilst using your different abilities to weave strands, and to be honest, it's completely awesome. This game has been in early access since late last week, but if you're interested, it finally comes to Game Pass this week as a Day 1 title. Be sure to check out my review of the game with the link in the comments below to really see if it's worth your time. Next up on the very same day, we have a very large DLC coming to Age of Empires 4. This DLC is called Knights of Rose and Cross, and this aims to put us in command of two well-known armies inspired by history, that being Knights Templar and House of Lancaster. These are actually variant civilizations that actually expand and innovate upon the French and the English. These armies bring with them a war chest full of unique units, game mechanics, and strategies for you to figure out. Of course, with any Templar civilization, you will get to command the indomitable Knights Templar with their valorous crusaders and blend of European military traditions. Whereas the resolute forces of House of Lancaster have more unparalleled range tactics and utilize their thriving economy to acquire technological advantages. I'm a massive Age of Empires fan, but I've actually yet to dive into number 4 personally. But if you're looking forward to this, let me know down below. Now, you may remember a little while back, but I did mention IXION in our upcoming games for April video, and many of you were actually intrigued by this new strategy experience. If you're unaware, or to just refresh your memory, this is a sci-fi city builder set entirely in space, and your mission is to keep the population alive, maintain the systems, and also push forward into the void. Of course, with any city builder style experience, you will be managing everything from food, power, hull integrity, trust, and morale, and often all of them at once. The devs here though have made us aware that every decision matters here, and consequences can spiral quickly and also very out of control. You can definitely think of it like Frostpunk but in space, with added exploration, some narrative events, and research mechanics. If any of you are really looking for an intense strategy experience that dives deeper into morality and city building mechanics, but with a very cool sci-fi twist, then IXION is launching just around the corner. Upon doing some research for this video, I came across an awesome little indie title that is coming to Xbox. It did come to PC back late last year and has many great reviews out there, and I think this one might stand out for many of you who like 2D platformers or Metroidvanias. This is certainly a mix of the two, but actually chucks in co-op, which I really wasn't expecting. You will take control of two genetically enhanced soldiers who are special agents of a theocratic dictatorial regime. You will both have to fight your way through swarms of mutants through a desolate dystopian space city and save humanity's last stronghold. Honestly, the art style here is awesome, and overall it looks like a very good Metroidvania which has definitely gone under the radar. I will warn you though that this is couch co-op only and not online, so if you have a buddy or a family member who wants to join you on the couch, then this looks like a great game for this April. The classic Commando series was all about cleverly commanding a squad to pull off some daring operations aimed at crippling that Nazi war machine. But it is also a series that has been in relative dormancy for quite some time, leaving other games like Shadow Tactics and Desperados to pick up that torch. Finally though, we are seeing a newish entry in Commandos Origins, and it comes Day 1 to Xbox Game Pass on the 9th of April. As a return to the classic gameplay and storytelling of the early PC games in the series, Commandos Origins appropriately focuses on the founding of this elite squad and the old school mechanics which are updated but still familiar. The core gameplay is that blend of real-time strategy and a carefully paced tactics game where you command a small squad to sneak through bases, take out different targets, and make it out alive. Honestly though, I never got a chance to play any of the original Commandos games, but I cannot wait to try this one out this week. Sometimes I like to add a little indie into these lists that's made by an incredibly small team but looks very promising. Little Droid seems to be just that, with a very gorgeous handcrafted pixel art style. I have done a little bit of digging around this game and found that you take control of a small but determined droid, navigating a mysterious world filled with danger, puzzles, and secrets. Your every move in this game really counts, as you have to manage your energy, battle relentless enemies, and overcome some tricky platforming challenges. The devs have stated that the combat here is very fast and rewarding, so don't expect a walk in the park experience when diving in here. They also mentioned for the Xbox release that they have introduced an optional easier difficulty mode, making sure Little Droid remains true to its challenging Metroidvania roots while still being accessible to more players. It also has a very low cost of entry of only $6, so it's definitely worth diving into for this week. We have yet another Day 1 Game Pass release on the 10th of April, and you need to put this one on your radar. Blueprints is a very intriguing puzzle game which has been garnering a lot of attention out there, and that's due to its very interesting premise and mind-bending illusions. The premise of this game though is that the house you are exploring has 45 rooms, but rumors point to a hidden 46th room, and your job is to essentially find that one. The catch here though is that every door that you open gives you a selection of 3 potential new rooms, and once chosen, the map will shift, so it makes every single playthrough very unique. This isn't just a walking sim, as you can see, it's part strategy, part puzzle, and looks to really bend your mind in so many ways that you really aren't expecting. So if you enjoy mystery games with a very unique structure and evolving gameplay, Blueprint is one to watch for this week. Again, this one launches on the 10th of April for both the Xbox Series X and S consoles, and will come as a Day 1 release into Game Pass. Just around the corner and on the very same day, we actually have the full release of Monaco 2. The co-op heist franchise is back with a sequel that will be branching out beyond PC and onto Xbox and other current-gen platforms with this sequel launch. The original stealth indie hit actually came only to Xbox One consoles and PC, and was a big hit for many of us on the platform, and the reviews really spoke for themselves. If you're unaware of Monaco though, this is essentially a co-op heist game where players will try to sneakily pull off elaborate heists that almost never go the way they're meant to go. The fun here though lies in trying to get away as cleanly as possible, and in how you'll respond to everything that almost goes inevitably wrong. It's great to see a new game in this franchise, and it's awesome to see it come to the Xbox Series X and S consoles. Monster Energy's Supercross 25 is launching just around the corner, and I know all of you dirt bike lovers are really anticipating this new yearly release. Of course, if you get the game's special edition, you can actually play this one on the 7th of April, but the standard release will arrive on the 10th of April. Of course, in usual Supercross fashion though, you will be driving multiple different bikes across multiple tracks in either career mode or online. This one though is promising us with newly designed tracks replicating real world events, the latest roster of pro riders, a significantly revamped career mode, and the power of Unreal Engine 5 driving realistic physics and dynamic track evolution. One of the biggest highlights though that the devs have mentioned is the brand new career mode. You will start your journey in the Futures class and climb the rank through the 250 SX to the pinnacle of the 450 SX class. If you're a lover of all things motocross, then get ready for this release for both the Xbox Series X and S this week. One game coming to us this week that has really caught my eye with its whimsical storybook aesthetic is known as Pilo and the Holobook. Honestly, I had no clue about this game until making this video, but it's an exploration-based adventure game set in a colourful galaxy where you will guide Pilo, an apprentice explorer, on a journey to document the universe's wonders and solve some mysteries. Using the Holobook, Pilo collects different stickers to record his discoveries and uncover the story behind a mysterious dark force known as the Tar. Essentially, we will have to guide Pilo through vibrant, hand-painted worlds filled with strange creatures and ecosystems. Each of these planets as well is teeming with unique flora and fauna for you to discover. Instead of combat though, Pilo uses observation and creativity to explore these different planets, collecting valuable knowledge through his Holobook. It looks lovely from what I've seen so far, and you'll have to let me know if this game intrigues you in the comments below. Before we dive into the remaining games today, please do consider subscribing, as I do upload Xbox content every single day. Currently, over 76% of you are not subscribed, so please do hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing Xbox channel here on YouTube. Thank you again for your continued support, and let's dive back into the games. An indie experience which has been gaining quite a lot of momentum across all platforms is Steel Seed. This is a dark, stealth-driven action game set in a buried high-tech future where humanity clings to survival underground. In this one, you will be playing as Zoe, one of the last remaining humans, navigating a mechanical labyrinth filled with both threats and lost truths. Movement here is very fluid. There's everything from wall running, climbing, and plenty of stealth takedowns to pull off as you avoid detection and uncover your purpose. The world looks to be a fascinating mix of sterile futurism and ruin, with puzzles woven into the level design and a story that really leans heavily into emotional territory. Alongside you though is also a small drone companion, providing support in both traversal and also combat. There seems to be a very heavy narrative focus here, asking deep questions about freedom, survival, and identity. If you like games like A Plague Tale or Observation, this one's worth keeping on your radar. DLC comes to Xbox consoles this week on the 10th of April. As a bit of surprise news for all of you Xbox Game Pass subscribers, NHL 25 is arriving on the service this week and will be available via EA Play for all Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and PC members. I don't think I really need to explain much about this title. It's ice hockey, it includes some new features across the board like most sports iterations from EA, and also looks better than the previous entry, which we kind of do expect every single year. Although I didn't review NHL 25 last year, I have been playing it a fair bit over the past few months, and I'd say it's a decent version that doesn't make too many sweeping changes. The new features though are still pretty cool, and I definitely recommend that you dive into it and check it out when it comes to Xbox Game Pass. Promised Mascot Agency is really going under the radar, and I honestly can't believe it's finally releasing on Xbox this week. This one's actually coming from the creators of Paradise Killer, and even contains the voice actor of Kiryu, yes, the same character from the Yakuza series. This game is a mind-bending open-world narrative adventure mascot management simulator, where mascots are more than just symbols, they're actually unpredictable forces of nature. You'll be stepping into the chaos, unraveling the conspiracies, driving a tiny truck, and trying to keep it all together. From previews from PC Gamer and a couple of other press outlets, they've really been praising the game's demo for highlighting the wacky minigames, the over-the-top dialogue, and just having such a fun gameplay loop like the Yakuza series. So if you like that sort of thing or those incredible Yakuza titles, then this one will be your jam this week. If you're wanting to jump into a world of puzzles and philosophical storytelling, then get ready for this next game. The Talos Principle Reawakened is a fully remastered edition of the original entry, but is now running on Unreal Engine 5. Everything from lighting to textures has been given a massive overhaul here, making its already stunning environments feel more alive and immersive than ever before. You will be revisiting the core narrative about artificial intelligence, consciousness, and humanity's legacy, but there's even more here. The Road to Kahana expansion is also included, along with a brand new chapter titled In the Beginning that actually dives into the simulation's origin. There's also a powerful puzzle editor being included this time, and it's perfect for creators who want to build and share their own mind-bending challenges. Whether you're returning or starting this fresh, this version delivers the definitive way to experience one of gaming's smartest puzzle titles. In case you missed it over the past week, Zenless Zone Zero is officially coming to Xbox, and we have a dedicated preview show on the 11th of April. It does seem that the April Fool's joke that the team released over on Twitter was indeed not a joke, and I know so many of you are excited for this release, as I do see the comments below. I won't lie, I have no clue what this game is about, but I do know it's a massive free-to-play game with gacha elements, but I will certainly be tuning in and doing some own research myself to see what the game's all about now that it's coming soon. In addition to the big Xbox announcement, Hoyoverse also promises additional exciting updates that fans won't want to miss. It's unclear if this means new details about the next major game update, as Hoyoverse traditionally holds live streams to showcase upcoming characters and content weeks before new updates launch. Are you excited for Zenless Zone Zero on Xbox consoles? Let me know down below. Whilst there though, do remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and remember to subscribe for more Xbox content from reviews, news, and so much more every single day. A big shout out to our channel members for your continued support, and if you would like to get exclusive perks, discount codes, and so much more, then click that join button down below. Do remember to also join our Discord server, and whilst here, why don't you check out the video on screen now, as I covered the huge sale going on this week in the Xbox store. There are so many deals that are incredibly low and rarely ever go on sale.